for me is the end of it is that, you know, with folks like you all, in the mental meals was an effort to separate the difference between quantities of movement and quality of movement. Okay. Good quality and less quantity. It's not that you can't have the quantity, but just have some good quality, at least, you know, so that my eyes, when I'm watching you, feel like, oh my God, my teaching is paying off, right? I can actually see Tai Chi in you rather than quantities of movement. And y'all all know what I'm talking about when you have quality of movement. So I thought this evening what we would do is focus primarily on the quality of movement, take our time, go through a little bit, and I'm not going to worry about the quantity of movement. I'm literally going to pull it out of my pockets as it feels like it should this evening, which these are my favorite practices. I have no idea what we're getting ready to do. All right. So, except we will start with some stillness. Okay. Feet about shoulder width apart. And let's just take a breath. And as we exhale, let everything settle down a little bit. Ron, if you don't mind, take a step up here and turn around so that they can see you. Okay, let's get into a little bit of the teacup breathing. One hand on your heart, one hand on your lower abdomen. As you breathe in, fill up the teacup from the hips all the way up to the shoulders. As you exhale, empty from the shoulders down to the lower abdomen. I'll let you know when I'm finished. One more breath. Good. Let both hands come down to the lower abdomen. We're going to synchronize a little bit. So as you breathe in, push up toward the sky, all the way up, very lightly. Then as you exhale, let the hands descend, coming down to the sides, returning to the lower abdomen. We'll do 7 of these. Breathe in and out. Three more. Well, one more time. Good. Now, one hand underneath the other. There you go. Just stack them up. Doesn't matter which one. Take the low one, breathe in, spiral it out. And as it comes down, bring half a prayer hand right down the center line. And now it's the one on top. Then the other way. Breathe in and out. We're going to do one more for each side. Breathe in. And out. Last one. Bring both hands just in front of the lower dantian, resting Wu Chi position. Okay. Ryan, you and I are going to turn around. So y'all going to follow Ryan. All right. What we want to do this evening is I'd like for you to participate using your mind through the conduction of the movement, not just at the end and the physical pattern, but to have something to do while you're doing it. So what we're going to do first is just hold the baby on the left hip. Left hand on top. Watch Ryan. There you go. Step out with your right foot. Okay, just empty step. Now, I don't want you to move out. What I want you to do is imagine like there's a rope tied around your waist. Okay. Now, as you put your foot down, what I want you to do is to move the rope as if you're pulling a big wagon hooked up behind you, tied up to the rope. So as you shift your weight forward, you feel the wagon starting to pull like you're one of the horses. And you keep pulling and pulling. Of course, your body's not strong enough to pull a big, heavy wagon, but your mind is. Then let the hands float up into mirror hand. Then you reach out, roll the hands, and now the rope is tied to a wagon in front of you. And you bend the back knee just a notch. Then you begin to pull that wagon. Pull as you roll back. Good. And sit right there. When you're all the way to the end of that, you feel your frame of the upper body. So it feels like you're maybe squeezing in on a loaf of bread. Now use your forearms and push out just a little bit, just in your mind, like you're pushing BBs away from you. Pushing away, pushing away. Your spine stays up. And now your left hand goes really light. It floats up to the level of your heart and settles down to your right wrist. Now take that rope, the wagon's tied up behind you. I want you to bend the front knee a notch. And once it's bent, then start pushing into the earth. Pull that wagon. Turn the waist a little bit. Good. I'll sit right here for a few moments. Check your balance. Do you feel upright? The tip of your tailbone directly under the top of your head. So it's a line, not bent over, slouched, leaning. Then wash the back of your hand. Tie the rope to the wagon in front of you. Begin to pull the wagon. Pull. Real easy now. Take your time. We're never in a rush anyway. Both hands pull back toward the hips. Now they're on roll. Just let them float up. Attach to the wagon behind you. And begin to pull it. Use the waist. When you get out here to the end of your on, check your frame. Imagine two baby elephants pulling on your, with their trunks wrapped around your wrist, pulling you a little bit. So you're having to use your back to keep your stability so they don't pull you over. Good. Sitting back. Hold the baby and turn. Real easy. Take your time. Just hold the baby and turn. Good. You're good. Just take one step that way. There you go. Good. All right. So we step out now with the left foot. Tie the rope behind you to the wagon. Pull with your waist. Turn a little bit. Turn the rear toe in a little bit if you need to. The framework, get it alive a little bit. So, if you feel like, we'll use the baby elephants again, pushing on your forearms. They're pushing in on you. All right, so you got to expand yourself so they don't push you over. Now I want you to reach out and roll the hands over. Now begin to feel the rope wrapped around your waist to the wagon in front of you. Okay. And I want you to bend the back knee and use your mind strength 100% to pull back. Good. And sit into it just a touch. Mm-hmm. The right hand is going to float. Come to lay down on the left wrist. Tie the rope to the wagon behind you so that when you move, everything comes from the center. And the waist might turn a little bit. Good. Wash the back of your hands. Tie the rope and pull. Let the hands empty and float. Attach the rope to the wagon behind you and begin to pull it, as you do the on. Good. Continuing to improve the resolution of the mind by its focus and its patience. I want you to sit back, gently pull the rope. And we're going to clear the table into a single whip. Clear the table. I want you to imagine it as if you're like moving through a huge barrel of BBs. No matter how you move, there's always this even resistance. And then everything begins to gather itself to the beginning of your single whip, the hand out. All right. The waist begins to turn, the right hand goes out. Find balance in the complement of the forces. The first force is that you're settled into the earth, that you feel your weight and your tailbones grounded. At the same time, the top of your head pushes up toward the sky, like a balloon, just kind of floating a little bit. The front side of your body and shoulder pushing forward with an equal amount on the back side pushing back and out. Now, flatten the hands a little bit. We're going to sit back, clear the table. Remember, pull, always connected. Never any slack, never any hurry. Y'all can thank Sifu Ko for that one. Right out of the Kung Fu manual. All right. So now a foot finds its way across the earth. We begin to pull, use that wagon rope or in the BBs, pull, turn. Get yourself grounded. Grounded does not mean pushing into the earth. It means, see, for you say, imagine a teapot falls onto the earth and the tea just kind of spreads itself out across the earth. That's what you do with your tailbone, your thighs, your waist, all just kinds of spreads out. Now, let's have a little mental awareness of pushing to the front. Complement it by pushing toward the rear. Now let's sitting back. I want you to roll your hands. We're going to roll a couple of times, and then we're going to go into wind blows lotus leaf. So we're going to turn. Watch Ryan. Just roll it around. Now my right foot is going to slide out a little bit. I'm going to begin to shift my weight just a little bit. When my weight gets about 2 inches in, it's going to begin to press forward and rotate. The forward palm and forearm feels like it's pressing down and away. The upper hand, in this case my left hand, is up by the ear and is pressing up and away. If it feels like it's getting ready, to start to burn a little bit, good for you. No extra charge for that. Let the bacon cook. Good. What I want you to do now is you're going to sit back and stir the sea. Doesn't that feel so good, Bader? Yes, it does, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. We're going to roll it around till we do a 180. Slide the foot out a little bit. Shift the weight a little bit. Turn the waist. Oh, that breeze feels so good. Good. There you go, Kathy. Push it. Yep. You can bend your arm just a touch at the elbow. There you go. And push back and away. Pressing. Keep it pushing. Spread your weight out. Good. Now, we're going to turn the belly button to the right. The left hand is going to slide on the elbow. We're going to transition ourselves into a crane cools wings. From right here, the left hand's going to come up and back. That was pretty good, wasn't it, Ryan?
Yeah. And mine messing up the reversing.
Yeah. Very nice. That looks good, Ken. Got some sweat equity going on. I like that. Breathe deep. Gaze far. Good. Now we're going to turn the belly button left. The low hand stays low. It comes to wrap underneath that elbow. It wipes off the elbow. You're in your cat stance. Stretch it out. Now, let the hands float. The left hand is going to float up. Listening to the seashell as we get ready to move into our brush knee. We're going to turn our body. Step out. Use your mind. Participate in the action. Pull the wagon. When you get here at the end, you can imagine, being pushed on the outside of your forearms as if it's trying to pressure in. You expand your mind. Our two baby elephants wrapping their trunks around your forearms, and they're trying to pull your arms away from you. And you have to contract your mind. You have to pull them in so that they can't separate you. And at the same time, settle down. Put your weight into the earth. Your body is not strong enough to hold back two baby elephants, but your mind is. All right. I want you to sit back now and let the hand float. The white snake stretches out. Good. Now I want you to listen to the seashell as you turn your belly button a little bit. Good. Step out. Pull the wagon. Turn that rear toe in a little bit if you need to. If you don't, it's okay. It's not necessary. Use your mind, participate in the activity, pulling, pushing. Good. All right, let's sit back. And this time, let's push the sky. Sit in your horse. 5 breaths. Stride out a little wider if you can. Scoot down. Gather the clouds. Pull it in. Good. All right. So it's 6 o'clock on the dot. Yeah, right. All right. Well, I couldn't repeat it if I tried because like I said, I had no plan. How did we go online? How'd y'all do?
Got the furnace stoked.
Okay. Got the
it's
furnace
always
stoked.
Amazing. The slower you move, the more you heat up.
Yeah, exactly. Vicky just said, it's amazing. The slower you move, the more you heat up. See, those are the sort of things that you can tell people and they'll kind of laugh you off, or Ryan and I had this discussion with students some students over the weekend, is you can always tell the students that are practicing in a certain way because they will come up with observations and questions that you can't get unless you're in the fire and you know what it's like to cook.